You'll never need to doubt it. I'll make you so sure about it. God only knows what I'd be without you. If you should ever leave me, well, life will still go on, believe me. The world could show nothing to me. So what good would living do me? God only knows what I'd be without you. God only knows what I'd be without you. God only knows what I'd be without you.
God only knows what I'd
God only knows what I'd be without you.
God only knows what I'd be without you.
God only knows what I'd be without you.
God only knows what I'd be
God only knows what I'd be without you.
God only knows what I'd be.
God only knows what I'd be without you.
Blessed is he who comes. Blessed is she who comes. Let us bless this bride and this groom. Bruchim haba'im b'shem Adonai. Barachnu hem mibeit Adonai. Welcome are those who come in the name of love. Blessed is your presence in this moment. My name is Kohenet Kashira Halev Fife, and it is my privilege to welcome you this evening. I hold this gorgeous bride and her handsome groom very dear to my heart. So it is a privilege to join Rabbi David Stern and Rabbi Nancy Kasdan in celebrating Max and Shannon as they become husband and wife. You are here because you are among the dearest people in Max and Shannon's lives. And it means the world to them that you are here witnessing their ceremony as an affirmation of your belief in their love and their future together. To allow for your complete presence during the ceremony, they have organized a professional photographer and would like for you to put away your cell phones, your mobiles, your cameras, and not to take photos during the ceremony. They really just want you to be here with them and for them so that you can take these moments in all together. Before I say anything else, I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of this beautiful land, the Tawakonis people of the Wichita tribe, and honor their elders past, present, and still emerging. We also call upon Max and Shannon's bright and benevolent ancestors, those who have walked before them on the far sides of this globe. For generations, they have lit the path and in many ways they have carved the way that has brought them to this chuppah today. As we acknowledge elders and ancestors, we also take a moment to remember those beloved ones who are not physically present, but who are in Max and Shannon's hearts today. They are smiling down on you both with more nachas than the heavens can hold. It is an ancient Jewish custom for a bride to make 7 circles around her groom. There are many interpretations of why this is done, ranging from the mystical to the magical, and ultimately they all symbolize the creation of sacred space and the new family circle that the bride would create for she and her beloved. In an effort to be egalitarian, this custom has been reclaimed and reimagined as you have witnessed it today, to reflect the shared commitment of bride and groom to take responsibility together for creating and protecting their space. Max and Shannon choosing to do it in this way represents completeness and illustrates a wholeness born from their union, a fullness which neither of them could create without the other as their perfect partner. It is also significant that these circles were cast just before they entered the chuppah, or traditional Jewish wedding canopy, which stands as a symbol of the physical home that they will create together. Now, there is much to say about this particular chuppah. Simply put, it is exquisite. This work of art has been a passion project of Max's dad, Philip, and it is nothing short of a labor of love. Like a marriage, it started with a vision, took hold with a commitment, and was fueled by love, built through hard work, careful touch, and partnership. What began as a dream has become a whole world, rich with symbolism and layers of meaning. This is the manifestation of one generation's love for the next. It is a physical representation of the incredible foundation which Philip and Barbara, and Philip and Lisa continue to provide with such dedication and love for you both. Yesterday, as Philip and a few others were constructing it, he shared with us that the idea for it came while he was walking in Acadia National Park. The birch trees spoke to me, he recalled. How spectacular to come together today in a space which was conceived when a divine voice spoke in nature's sanctuary. May your home always be a place of deep listening to the voice of the divine that comes from the other. May your home always be supported by the natural world, a place of connection, beauty, and creation. And may the impacts that you have on each other and on this world create ripples like the rings that these trees bear for generations to come. And it's not just beautiful to look at. It holds layers of meaning and depth far beyond what you will see at first glance. The roots of these trees carry the symbolism of tzitzit, the holy fringes of garments which serve as spiritual protection, which remind us to walk prayerful steps. And the finishing touch is lichen on the northern and southern facing sides, a representation of the love, admiration, and support that comes to you from the northern and southern hemispheres. And of course, this shelter of this chuppah is a tablecloth, which carries the blessings and love of many of the folks who are here. May your home be protected, and may you both draw a sense of security in the oasis that you create. May you feel the love and support that comes to you from all directions. May yours be a home of prayerfulness through kindness, social justice, and uplifting song. May your Shabbat table always be overflowing with food and surrounded by cherished family and friends. And may your home continue to be touched by fingerprints and signatures of many loved ones. You will also notice that this chuppah carries sacred phrases. Ani dodi v'dodi li. I am my beloved's and my beloved is mine. Olam chesed yibaneh. The world is built upon loving kindness. Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Treat your neighbor with love. Lechi lach. Go boldly forward in faith. May each of these phrases be hallmarks of your home, and may they reside in your hearts and your bodies, guiding your marriage and your life together. Finally, As the nuts and bolts were being tightened yesterday, Judy asked, "Is there a blessing for completing the building of such a gorgeous chuppah?" And I quickly responded, "Of course, because I believe that there is a blessing for everything." However, upon immediate reflection, I realized that the blessing for the completion of this chuppah does not start with Baruch Atah Adonai. It's not even a spoken declaration. You see, while the building of this symbolic home is complete, the work of making a home and making a life together is an ongoing process. The work of these trees which carry sacred words, the support of those who shelter and hold and love you, the pursuit of elevating your marriage, these are lifelong tasks. And so the way I see it, the blessings for the building of this chuppah began with the firmness of your footsteps when you entered this space, in steadfast commitment to one another. It will continue with each embrace, each kind word, each gentle reflection, each cup of tea, each loving challenge that you offer one another. The blessings will live in each email and phone call that we send to you, with each gathering, each Shabbat dinner, each musical jam, each sweet reunion. May each of us be an amen to the blessing that is this chuppah. With gratitude that this moment has finally come, that we are all here to witness and celebrate, Max and Shannon, we offer the Jewish blessing of gratitude for our arrival to this moment. If you know the Shehechianu and wish to join, please do. Otherwise, responding with Amen will affirm your gratitude as we praise the indwelling source which enlivens us, sustains us, and has brought us together in presence. We join together saying, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Amen.
So Max and Shannon, you are about to drink from the first cup of wine. There'll be 2 cups of wine as part of this ceremony, the cup of betrothal and the cup of the nuptials, which will come at the end of the Sheva Brachot. This first cup will be shared with your parents. The sanctity of this day evolves and flows from the rootedness that you've experienced in your lives. And Kashira spoke so beautifully about the symbolism of this rootedness in space with this chuppah. And you're also incredibly rooted in time with this date of this wedding. August 18th of 1918, Shannon's great-grandparents were married. August 18th of 1954, Shannon's grandparents were married. August 18th of 1985, Lisa and Philip were married. And now we come to August 18th of 2018, and the numbers of chai have multiplied exponentially. So as we say this blessing in gratitude and in love, we share this incredibly sanctified, doubly, triply, rootedly sanctified moment of sweetness and blessing. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen. Max and Shannon, you have done an amazing job of creating an intentional community. And this ceremony is nestled in that community, which you've created with such love and attention. And this is what you do. This is how you met. This is your life's work, is creating intentional communities of meaning, spiritual moments to have within a community. But this next blessing, actually the next two blessings that we're about to say, the blessing of betrothal, and then the blessings in which you, the vows that you give each other when you exchange rings, are kind of the opposite of that community that you try to create. These blessings actually make it explicit that you no longer belong to everyone and everything in all ways. Rather, there are aspects of yourselves that you choose to reserve only for one another. And with this Jewish blessing, we know it's Jewish because it sees self-limitation as necessary for self-fulfillment. You are both people who are more apt to focus on an opportunity than a limitation. You love that quality in each other. But the significance of this moment is your choice to prioritize this relationship over any other opportunity that may come your way. And this isn't always easy. It's not that you won't continue to want to pursue other opportunities, but that's what we all mean when we say marriage is really hard. So I'm going to recite this blessing, and then you will say your vows and exchange your rings. And those rings, in a way, we're going to put a ring on it, on this choice to limit yourselves. But that ring also, that circular ring, can remind you of the sacred boundary that you created, the sacred environment that you created in that circling at the beginning of this ceremony. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'hitir lanu et hanisuim v'hanisuot lanu al yedei chuppah v'kiddushin. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh amo Yisrael al yedei chuppah v'kiddushin. We praise you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot and consecrates this marriage. We praise you, Adonai, our God, who sanctifies our people Israel through kiddushin, the sacred rite of marriage at the chuppah. As you place this ring on Shannon's finger, recite these words, hallowed by time. Hare,
Hare,
at,
At,
mikudeshet,
Mikudeshet,
li, b'taba'at,
Tabahat,
zot, kedat,
Kedat,
Moshe,
Moshe,
v'Yisrael. With this ring, be consecrated to me
consecrated to
as my partner, in keeping with the tradition of Moses and Israel. And Shannon, as you put this ring on Max's finger, repeat these words. Hare, atah, mikudash, li, b'taba'at, zo, kedat, Moshe, v'Yisrael. With this ring, be sanctified to me in accordance with the laws of Moses and Israel.
Yehiu l'ratzon imrei fi, v'hegyon libi lefanecha Adonai tzuri v'goali. May the words of our mouths, the unspoken meditations of our hearts be acceptable unto you, O God, our rock and our redeemer. Amen. Prior to the ceremony, Max and Shannon and their witnesses, as we were all privileged to see, affixed their names to this ketubah, this sacred contract of marriage commitment. It reads in part, Ve'osher rav shel yom chag be'achad b'shabbat, shmona yamin l'chodesh elul b'shnat 5,778 Beavrusville, Texas. Moshe ben Pesach Ubasha Rocho, Vechana bat Natan Velea, Amru et hamilim uviatsu et hatikasim, asher ichdu et chayehem, benochechot brachot Elohim, uchadat Moshe v'Yisrael. On this day of great celebration, on joy, on the first day of the week, the 8th day of the month of Elul in the year 5778, which corresponds to the 18th day of August in the year 2018 in Bruceville, Texas, United States of America, Max Jared Einsohn, son of Philip and Barbara, and Shannon Estelle Gelbart, daughter of Philip and Lisa, spoke the words and performed the rites which united their lives in the presence of God's blessings, in accordance with the laws of Moses and Israel. On this day of holiness, we pledge to honor our vibrant love, to nurture and protect it. Our lives, enriched by the tradition of the Jewish faith, will embody trust, constancy, and compromise. We will cherish and sustain each other, meeting life's trials with quiet strength and courage, and embracing life's blessings with wonder, joy, and laughter. We will grow as individuals and delight in an elegant freedom born from mutual respect. May there be peace in our home. May we be blessed with good fortune, health, and happiness. And may our devotion to the faith of Israel ennoble us. With my beloved by my side, every day is good to awaken to, and every moment is a gift. V'hakol sharir v'kayam. And all of this is valid and binding. Max and Shannon, Mazel tov, so far so good. Thanks. In a few minutes, you and we are going to be privileged to hear the Sheva Brachot, the 7 wedding blessings, which are going to come to you and to all of us through the voices of 14 plus people, dear ones, loved ones, and friends. And in a way, that'll be the perfect symbol of what this weekend and the Shabbat have been. Voices of blessing wherever you turn. In conversation, in laughter, in telling stories old and new, in not telling some stories, in prayer and in song. And whether we got here on Thursday night or Friday night or Saturday or just before this ceremony began, whether people came from the northern hemisphere or the southern, as a collective, we have eaten together and laughed together. We have sang and prayed and schwitzed together. We are officially one heart in this place that has been a home of the heart to so many of us. And that is where you stand. Now, as to when you stand, with the setting of the Sabbath sun, we now round the bend into the 2nd week of Elul. We now tip to a new week's Torah portion. And if there are any skeptics out there, who especially after Nancy recited all of the August 18ths, if there was anyone who wondered about whether there should actually be an outdoor wedding in Bruceville, Texas in mid-August, if there is anyone who doubted that Shannon and Max would pull off this whole crazy camp wedding thing, all you have to do is look into this coming week's Torah portion. I direct you, not now on your phones, but later, to Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 15, where you find this 3-word Hebrew phrase, V'haya machanecha kadosh, and you shall make your camp holy. Now, in fairness, Deuteronomy might not have had GFC in mind. In fairness, Deuteronomy probably has a military encampment in mind, but we're not going to let that get in our way. Because our commentators have understood this notion of camp in a much broader way. Because marriage is the soul's encampment. It's the space where hearts reside and come into contact and create all the channels of love that will carry you forward. So, V'haya machanecha kadosh, what you do standing in this camp, but especially in this camp, with the words you just said as you exchanged rings, is you pledge to make this Max and Shannon encampment a holy thing. Because when two people fall in love with each other from opposite sides of the world, and when for extended periods of time their only way to communicate with each other is via Skype, the cyberspace becomes your machaneh, and you learn how to make it something kadosh, in how you listen, in how you speak, when you take a step back to the balcony to see the whole thing from above, when you focus on each utterance and syllable because every one matters. And when two lovers, each with their own musical gifts, sit in a circle of song at Hava Nashira, or at any synagogue in the world, or here at camp, and with those profound individual gifts, you reveal and raise up sparks, you make of that circle a machaneh, and you make that machaneh something kadosh. And even, as we always do, when lovers argue, and they find that one person might need a little more quiet time before the talking starts, or they find that they adjust to each other's paces and intensity of feeling, then an argument is a machaneh. And that machaneh too can be made kadosh. When lovers support each other's dreams, when they express confidence in each other's days, when lovers tell one another a difficult truth but with love, that's a machaneh too. And even, aside from all those big scale things, something as small as the palm of your loved one's hand is a machaneh. And something even smaller, like the touch of a fingertip in that palm, is a machaneh. And that too is kadosh. One other thought about when you stand. Because as we make our way further into Elul, we're already a week into our people's practice of sounding the shofar every day. Every day a range of calls. Tikiyah, Shivarim, Truah, Tikiyah. The whole note, that same note broken into 3, that same 3 broken into 9 fragments, and then those 9 fragments become whole again. And the message of your tradition, the tradition you teach and embody and make vibrant every day, is that all of it is sanctified, the broken and the whole. That all of it is real and true in our lives and in our love, the broken and the whole. And some years from now, when somebody asks you why you got married in the middle of August in Bruceville, Texas, you'll give first all of the August 18th reasons. But then you'll say we got married in a season of sacred sounding. We got married in the month when our tradition reminds us that brokenness and wholeness would be part of the path. And we got married in a season that told us that Judaism always nudges us towards the whole again. So you marry in the month of the shofar's sounding. And now these Sheva Brachot and their sacred sound. May these blessings from the hearts of ones you love be the presence of God in your lives. May they lift your hearts this night and each and every day. Sheva Brachot people, come on up.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shakol bara lichodo.
Blessed are you, Creator of all, ruler of the universe, whose magnificence is found in all creation.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer ha'adam. Blessed are you, Creator of all, ruler of the universe, creator of humanity.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher yatzar et hadam b'salmo b'tzelem demutav nito v'hitkin lo mimenu binyan adayad Baruch atah Adonai yotzer ha'adam.
Blessed are you, Creator of all, ruler of the universe, who created humanity in the divine image, that in partnership they may perpetuate life. Blessed are you, Eternal One, Creator of humanity.
Sos tasis v'tagel hakara v'kibutz baneha letocha v'simcha Baruch atah Adonai mesameach Zion b'vaneha.
May Zion rejoice as her children return to her in joy. Blessed are you, Creator of all, ruler of the universe, who causes Zion to rejoice in her children.
Amen.
Sameach tisamach re'im ha'ahuvim kisamechacha yitzircha began Eden mikedem Baruch atah Adonai mesameach atan v'chala. Amen, 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 amen.
Coming up, Nani.
Okay, I'm coming. Let the loving couple be very happy, just as you made your creations joyous in the Garden of Eden. Blessed are you, Creator of all, ruler of the universe, who makes the bride and the groom very happy.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bara sason v'simcha chatan v'chala asher bara sason v'simcha chatan v'chala
Gilarina, Titza vecheta, Ava ve'ava, V'shalom ve'reut. Gilarina, Titza vecheta, Ava ve'ava, V'shalom ve'reut. Meira, Meira, Adonai Eloheinu, Yishama, Be'arei Yehuda, ubechutzot, Yerushalayim, Kol sason ve'kol simcha, Kol chatan ve'kol kala, Kol sason ve'kol simcha, Kol chatan ve'kol kala. Kol mitzhalot chatanim mechubatam u'ne'arim imishte neginatam. Baruch atah Adonai misameach chatan im hakala.
Blessed are you, creator of all, ruler of the universe, who created joy and gladness, bride and groom, pleasure, song, delight, laughter, love, harmony, peace, and companionship.
Holy One, may there always be heard in the cities of Judah and the streets of Jerusalem voices of joy and gladness, of happiness, voices of bride and groom, the jubilant voices of those joined in marriage under the chuppah, the voices of young people feasting and singing.
Blessed are you, creator of all, ruler of the universe, who causes the groom and the bride to rejoice together.
Amen. You shared the first cup around, and now in recognition of the joys that will be uniquely yours, you share this cup between you. The words have been spoken. The rites have been performed. And now, in keeping with the ways of our tradition and the laws of this state, I do pronounce you, on behalf of all of us privileged to stand under the chuppah with you, I do pronounce you, Max and Shannon, to be husband and wife before God, before the Jewish people, before those nearest and dearest to your lives. And now this precious moment of blessing.
How you guys doing? You good? Good. All right. Before we go further, I want you to take an opportunity to presence yourselves. Take in the love that surrounds you. Take a look at each other. Take a look behind you. Over here. Over there. Out there. Take a snapshot in your mind and in your heart. Take this feeling in your body and let it settle there. Know that you can always come back to it. Anytime you need a reminder that you are exactly where you're meant to be, beside the one whose heart matches yours. In a few moments, we will witness the custom that ends Jewish weddings, the breaking of the glass. This tradition has many explanations and interpretations, and the one which feels particularly resonant to Max and Shannon is that even in moments of intense joy, we must spare a thought to acknowledge that there is sadness and despair in other parts of the world. So when Max breaks the glass, may the sound of the shattering awaken us to the fragility of life. And may we send a bit of our joy to all those places where blessings are so desperately needed. Now, before we do that, I'd like to offer you my personal blessing. Blessed is the source of creation which guides the cosmic unfolding, bringing together lover and beloved in perfect harmony. We offer our gratitude that in this big wide world, Max and Shannon have found each other. For the clarity in their hearts which sought each other out across the oceans, for their patience with the process, for their willingness to be vulnerable and tender in showing up to love and be loved across time zones and seasons, to be bold in taking risks and leaps so that they could be together. You, my dear friends, are a picture of Beshert, and it is inspiring and joyful to be in your presence. I bless you that the magic continue to be evident to you both, that the sweetness endure, that your commitment to grow deeper and carry you higher will grow and grow. May you come to know the depths of one another, and may you continually learn each other anew. May your enthusiasm and positivity continue to feed one another. May your work feel like play as you manifest each shared dream into a stunning reality. And may your impacts continue to be felt across the universe. May life continue to feel like a grand adventure with your best friend by your side, inspiring, harmonizing, teaching, learning, laughing, and loving. And finally, the ancient Hebrew words of blessing which have been spoken by Hebrew priests and priestesses since the time when the temple stood. I offer these words to you today and always. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May you always feel blessed and held. Ya'ir Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. May you always be bathed in the warmth of the One. Sa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May you see the divine spark in every face you encounter, and may peace be yours always. And now, without any further ado, it is my absolute pleasure to introduce for the first time as a married couple, Mr. and Mrs. Max and Shannon Einstein.